these guys out. Come on. Come on, out you go. So I'm in here trying to finish decorating Allison's birthday cake. And it was so cold last night that I had to bring both barn cats inside and I kept them in the basement. They just started fighting, so I let them both out. Poor little barn cat doesn't know what to do about all of this. Got these invaders inside her home. Hang on, Barneys, let me finish decorating here. Allison asked me for a dinosaur cake, and so a dinosaur cake she shall get. Calm down. Ginny, get down. Get down. Down. Cannot let barn cats become house cats. It's just very apparent. Lil, I imagine you agree with that statement. Alright, let's go. Out with the barn cats. Come on. Alright, you two goons. Out you go. Come on. You gotta go start the day. Come on. Morning, boys. How's it going? How's my macho man? Doing okay? How are you, Joseph? Ginny's going to take refuge in the barn. She is not happy about getting kicked outside. No sign of the large white farm dogs. She did pick up a hitchhiker. You can ride along for chores if you want. Toby dog! Abby dog! Where you at, guys? Oh, hey, there's my Abby dog. Looks like both of you guys were staying warm inside. That's good to see. Hi, pal. Hi. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, good to see both of you. Yes, I know, for the millionth time I will answer this same question. Even though it's 0 degrees, or right now 1 degree, my dogs stay outside. My cats, like I said, come inside. The ducks, geese, and chickens are all in there, and the cattle are still all outside over there. Just because it's chilly, it doesn't mean we don't have a farm to run. And when the temps do get this cold, the hardest task is always dealing with the water. It looks like the boy water froze solid. Yeah, that's just one big block of ice right now. The ladies' water looks a little bit better. All right, the water's flowing. That's a good sign. Yeah, pretty much as long as you can have fresh water, you're not gonna have too many water problems with your animals, or at least with your larger animals. I think I'm just gonna clear out the ice that's in the boys' trough. There we go. Start fresh for the day. Actually, the reason why I switched to this smaller trough is that it lets me do that much easier than the big trough. Aw, you're both very good dogs. Yes, you are. Would you guys like a treat? I come bearing a snack cake for my very good dogs. Who wants it? Toby wants one. Nabby, you get one too. Okay. It's really nothing more than a stale English muffin, but they really enjoy it. You know, Ginny Barncat, if I didn't know any better, I would actually assume you'd prefer to be in the basement today. I think what I'm gonna have to do is when I get done doing the chores, I'll bring them back inside because, yeah, they seem really unhappy out here. I mean, even Pablo's just patiently waiting down there. We're expecting to experience a very cold stretch over the next few days, and so I'll probably let them both go inside. I am soft on barn cats, and I have no idea why. Some folks will ask me if I'll ever bring them inside and just let them live inside, and in theory I would, but both Ginny and Pablo have very, very terrible house manners, and so they make horrible house cats. Molly, Ginny's dearly departed mother, she was actually a wonderful house cat. Even though she was kind of a savage outside, she was really good inside the house. She would even get along really well with little barn cat. I still miss that cat. Boy, it looks like the water for the girls already filled up. Now I bet you the boys are thirsty, so we'll get them some fresh water too. I still have never found a very good way to fasten this hose in place. I think I would have figured that out by now. If anybody has ideas, let me know. I need to be able to move the hose frequently, and so that's why it's not like I have a perfect position. And the water pressure changes from day to day, so it's not like I can like lock it totally in place. So oftentimes I just find myself holding it here for a minute or two. Macho Man couldn't wait to get a drink. Oh, I had the camera pointing the other way, but it looks like I picked up a hitchhiker again. Poor sweetie. You know, Ginny, this might be the thumbnail shot right here. Smile for everybody. Are you taking a chomp? Are you trying to eat my glove? Chores aren't gonna take that long today, sweetie, so settle down. I'll feed you when I bring you inside, okay? Looks like the water for the boys is almost full. I don't wanna overfill it because most of it's just gonna freeze and turn up as ice tomorrow over there. I'm gonna disconnect the water for the cattle. Let that hose start draining out. I'll connect this hose because I gotta start filling water buckets for the birds today, and I'll explain why in a moment. Aw, you're such a good Abby dog. Yes, you are. You are a wonderful Mr. Toby dog. Yes, you are. But before I get too distracted, I need to make sure this hose fully drains. Gotta get every last drop out because I don't want it to freeze tomorrow morning. And I gotta be certain to drain this side too. Like I said earlier, when people ask me what's the hardest part about keeping animals in really, really cold weather, the answer is water. Like even these droplets that you're seeing in here, they could freeze up and clog the hose, and either I'd spend probably half an hour trying to defrost the hose tomorrow morning, or I'll just probably have to like revert to going to buckets or take the hose off, bring it inside, let it thaw out, then bring it back outside. All of those are just a big waste of time versus taking the extra 5 minutes to just completely make sure your hose drains properly, which is what you see me doing right here. Put this back up here for tomorrow. Now you folks might be wondering, why am I bothering to carry water buckets when I have the orange hose? You see, I've found that when it gets this cold, I will usually actually take the water and bring it inside the hoop coop. You see, it makes kind of a mess, but the water freezes a lot slower in here, and so I find it's better for the animals. And I also find it's less work for me because I don't have to keep running water out here so that it's not ice solid all day. Okay, hang on guys, hang on. I'm gonna get you your water, then the food. Hang on, hang on. Abby dog, are you chewing on a poopsicle? Don't eat that, that's gross. I will admit, it's actually kind of nice coming in here. Because even though it's below freezing, it's, I don't know, probably in the 20s right now. And it just feels so good compared to outside there. I kind of feel bad because at this point, when temperatures are like this, my animals are essentially being kept indoors. But I don't know, they get plenty of daylight, they get plenty of fresh air, and they actually seem to prefer it. Like, watch. Release the Quacken! The only animals that want to go outside are the Toby dogs and Abby dogs. So what you gonna do? Kind of feel like you have to do what's best suited for the birds. This is what they're preferring right now with the temps being what they are. I'm not gonna fight it. Does that Abby dog of mine just want attention? Yeah, she does? Okay. You get some attention because you're a good girl. All right, let's see if we get any eggs here this morning so far. You working on my breakfast? All right, well, I'll let you be. Actually, let me just see if there's anybody who did anything before you. Nope. Oh yeah, there's one. So it's really important to grab these eggs before they freeze on days like this. If not, they turn into an Abby dog breakfast. Sorry, sweetie, this one's not for you. This is for me. Like on a warmer day, if it was even in the 20s or 30s outside, I would just leave this in there and collect like around midday. But would you guys look at just how well-behaved Abby's being right now? She's like,
oh, please give me that egg. It would taste so yummy.
she's actually learned not to take eggs unless I give them to her, but whenever she sees me with one, she gets very, very excited by it. Isn't that right, sweetie? Yeah. All right, well, I'm not gonna tease you. While water might be the most important and most challenging part about cold weather, the other important one is actually having good, clean bedding for your animals. So I'm always a little bit more liberal when it comes to spreading the straw. Hey, did you just make all those chickens scatter? That's not okay. We don't play with chickens. Hey, sit. We do not play with chickens, okay, sweetie? Blah, 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 blah. I know, it's a constant struggle, Santa's little helper. Okay, I think that's enough dawdling. We've got more chores to do. I should probably glove up at this point. It's funny, my gloves have turned rock hard at the fingers on the parts that get wet. I have to basically take these gloves and put them by the fireplace every morning so that they dry off, or else, like, when I come out to do my evening chores, they will be soaking wet. And so that's another weird ritual that seems to happen on cold days. And speaking of weird rituals, let's have a weird chicken moment of zen, huh? Rise and grind, weirdos. Come on out. Oh no, no, my Abby dog's broken. I think I'm gonna have to reboot her. Shh. What happened, Toby? She's struggling with the new software update? Good dogs. Good dogs. Weird dogs, but good dogs. Kind of incredible, but I actually waited until January before getting the heated bucket out for the dogs. This keeps their water from freezing. I don't use it with my birds because the birds would make a mess of it and they would just waste a whole bunch of water. There's obviously heated troughs I could set up for the cattle, but I'm really trying to see if I can make it through winter without using the electricity. The reason I'm trying to do this is because if you look back like 100, 150 years ago, folks raised cattle around here without electricity, and so it's definitely possible. And I'm trying to see if there's some things I can learn about raising cattle and managing water by pushing and challenging myself to do that. At no point is the animal ever like prevented from getting water for longer than say like 6 to 8 hours, and so I'm not worried about it from like an animal welfare perspective, but I am wondering from like an efficiency standpoint if there's something to be learned. And so for those who are wondering, that's why I don't have the heated trough for our cattle this year. I mean, I've used it actually in the last 2 years before that. This is a little bit of an experiment. You wanna hop on? Come on, come on. At this point, I think she's just mad at me. And speaking of cattle, let's go check in with my shaggy beasts and see how they're doing. Maybe do a little training work with them as well. Hey, Belinda. I know you see that I have treats. I know. You gotta respect this, you gotta respect this. Back, back, good. Now when I say you can come, you can get a treat. Good girl. Now the real question is, are you gonna let me brush you? Can I brush you? No? Oop. I got more girls coming to visit me. Hey, Audrey. There you go. Here, Belinda, have another treat. Good girls, good girls. Audrey, you gonna let me brush you? Nothing to be afraid of. Yeah, she still doesn't quite like it. Audrey's definitely looking pregnant. I'm feeling actually pretty confident on the pregnancies of my cattle. I'm not so sure about Amanda Hug & Kiss. She might be, she might not. She doesn't necessarily look nearly as full or seemed to be gaining quite as much as the other cows. Might also have something to do with Baby B. You know, I thought Baby B had sort of weaned off of her. Doesn't look like she's getting much, but it seems like she is trying to get a drink, so who knows? So our new cattle continue to get settled in. We've got Astrid right back here. We got Amelia Bedelia over there, and we've got Alice B. Tokless in the back there. They're still a little bit sketched out by me. But one critter that isn't sketched out by me is this one right here. How's that, Baby B? You're eating right from my hand now. Uh-oh, here comes Audrey. Whoa, hey, hey, hey. Look, I know you're the boss cow, and you do like treats, but I need some space with the other girls, so I'm gonna ask you to back up. Back, back, back. Amanda used to be one of my more skittish cows too, but just by working her, just the same way you're seeing me do right here, that was really how she learn to get comfortable with me. I mean, when it comes to working with the cattle, it's just a game of patience. I actually should be a little clear about that because it's not just patience. I think part of it too is having a little bit of courage and stepping out of your comfort zone and not taking stupid risks, but also knowing what you need to do when it comes to working with your animals. And so that's why having a good cattle mentor is really useful. But patience, that's definitely the virtue that I think is the most important. If you let me brush you, I think you'd be a very pretty girl. She's gonna be with my breeding herd this year. She'll be 2 years old in March. I'll start breeding her probably like in June-ish, maybe early July. Baby B, on the other hand, she won't be bred this year. She is going to be separated from the herd. She and Alice B. Tokless are going to become roommates. And because they're like my 2 yearling heifers, I'll give them a year. That was a good brushing you let me do. And here, I'm going to drop this down on the ground so you can get even more. Whoa, whoa, did you just give me a little kick? Oh, Audrey's going to take those that are on the ground. You got to learn to get comfortable with this. I might have to just separate you one morning and then just give you some by yourself. Honestly, that's been one of the things I've found to be the hardest with trying to work with like Baby B or Belinda or anybody. It's the interference from the other cattle that makes it harder. Hey, Amelia, want a treat? One of the things I might do is sort of start to corral off some of the key animals I want to work with. Actually, you guys want to see if I can try to do it right now? Belinda, back up, back up. I want to work with Baby B here. Ooh, ooh, no. That's not for you, Belinda. She got excited. Now all the cattle are coming. And I'm a little worried this might not be the safest move for me. And so I will let them go for today. Eventually, Baby B, I think you're gonna be the heifer that turns into the cow who I can really work with. I'm gonna keep working with you. Even though Ariel here, who isn't even Baby B's mom, was the one who let me brush her. And is the one who will also let me milk her. Such a good girl, Ariel. Yes, you are. Looks like we got Amelia Bedelia coming in here. wanting to say hello. So I guess Amelia's gonna be the first one who lets me feed her. I can tell. She's the first one who's been taking treats. She's also the first one who's getting close. I haven't touched her yet, but I bet I will. All right, Jeannie, is it time to go inside? So I gotta start prepping for dinner tonight. So I'm making a special birthday dinner for Allison. All right, come on, barn cats. If you wanna come inside, you can come inside. But I swear, if I keep this up, people are gonna think I'm a cat person. Come on, Pablo. Thanks for watching, everybody.